Okay, I was going to have a script for this video, but I thought that it would be better if it wasn't scripted for some reason. Probably because I'm lazy and I've been writing a whole bunch of essays because that's what I do when when I'm bored. I like to write essays because I am history nerd. But anyway, this will be the last video that I make relating to Techno's death because I don't want to milk it. I don't want to be like one of those Dream SMP clip channels that just milks the crap out of everything. People have been milking Alex's death, and it's super heartbreaking that people are trying to capitalize off of someone's death. But I want to make this because it's been in my ideas for videos Google Doc for months, and I finally get around to making it. So this video is going to be, what if I was a character in the Dream SMP? Now, I started watching the Dream SMP during the L'Manberg election, like during when the election of L'Manberg took place and Tommy and Wilbur were exiled from L'Manberg. Schlapp became president of L'Manberg and changed it to Manberg. So I then went back and I watched like the old VODs and everything. Basically, when Wilbur Soot joined the Dream SMP is when I started following the Dream SMP. So with that, that's sort of where I'm going to start. And so I'm going to have time chapters basically talking about the different seasons of the Dream SMP and where my character would fit in. So season 1 of the Dream SMP basically takes place when Tommy joined the Dream SMP and started the disc saga with Dream. And that lasts all the way through L'Manberg Revolution, the L'Manberg election, Tommy and Wilbur getting exiled from L'Manberg, forming Pogtopia, Technoblade joining. Few months later, they have a revolution. They take back L'Manberg, and it gets blown up. And Wilbur dies, and Techno goes into exile. And so that's sort of the first season of the Dream SMP. So that's like, I think, June of 2020 to November of 2020. And then season 2 of the Dream SMP, which is actually the shortest season, is basically Technoblade plotting his revenge on L'Manberg, Phil joining the server and getting placed under house arrest, so he joins up with Techno, and those two, along with Dream, blow up L'Manberg, and then Tommy and Tubbo go off and imprison Dream, and that's season 2 of L'Manberg, which takes place from November to January of 2021, November of 2020 to January of 2021. Then we get the imprisoned arc, which is January of 2021 to, I want to say, November, I think, October, November, something like that, when Dream, but basically Dream's whole time in prison, and the whole Eggpire thing with Bad Boy Halo, and the start of Lost Novatus, and Wilbur getting brought back to life, and starting Paradise and all that stuff, and that's the end of season 3, and now we are in season 4 right now. So because season 4 hasn't concluded, I'm gonna end at season 3, which is when Dream gets cut out of prison, and Charlie Slimesicle dies in Los Nevadas and that whole thing. So season 1, season 2, and season 3 of the Dream SMP. And season 3 is where my character would die in this case, since season 4 hasn't concluded yet. So let's begin. So my character, Jess, for short, let's call my character Jess. A lot of roleplay stories from the past draw on magic and magic's using and gods and goddesses and that sort of thing. So I would want to bring that to the Dream SMP, but make it realistic within the game of Minecraft, because you're role-playing off of real people. You're not role-playing off of NPCs like in Minecraft Diaries. So my character of Jess would probably be a potions master. He would get to the Dream SMP probably around the same time that Wilbur started L'Manberg, and this is about halfway through season 1 of the Dream SMP, so June, July of 2020, during the L'Manberg Revolution. And he'd show up and he'd basically say, look, I'm an American, and I understand that you don't like Americans very much, but because L'Manberg is very xenophobic to anyone who isn't European, seeing as how it was founded by Europeans. But if you need help, if you need assistance with anything, here are my coordinates. Come get me, basically. And so my character would basically sort of stay on the outskirts. Maybe he would have been a spy within, like, the greater Dream SMP, like Dream George, Sapnap, Eret when he betrays L'Manberg, that sort of thing. But my character, for the most part, would be like an outcast, kind of like Aaron Lycan in Minecraft Diaries. He kind of does his own thing. Until the L'Manberg election. A lot of people would say that, my character should support Quackity, because Quackity's an American, and my character would be an American. But my character would support Wilbur, for the sole reason of he's the one who founded the country. It's his country. It's their country. They deserve to have it. If we're going to have an election, we need to have an election between the people of L'Manberg, not these outsider foreigner people. Basically saying Wilbur and Tommy should run against each other to see who's president and who isn't. And Tommy's running mate can be Tubbo, and Wilbur can have, Nicky or Jack Manifold or whatever, that sort of thing. And whoever wins. But of course, that doesn't happen on the in the Dream SMP lore. So because of that, my character would support Wilbur and Tommy because it's their freaking country. And of course, Wilbur and Tommy would be like, why are you supporting us? We hate you. And I'm like, I know. And you have every right to hate me and my people because we've done horrible things to you. But it's your country. You deserve to have it. So, my character would endorse Wilbur and Tommy for president come election time. So it's Fundy and Nicky, Schlatt, and then Quackity and George Not Found, and then Wilbur and Tommy. So So Fundy and Nikki come in 4th place, Schlatt comes in 3rd place, Quackity and George come in 2nd, and Wilbur and Tommy come in 1st. So Wilbur and Tommy win the election. They win the popular vote. However, because Schlatt, Quackity, and George won the electoral vote because they formed a coalition party of Schlatt Swag, or Swag Schlatt, whatever, that means that Quackity is the president of L'Manberg. But then Quackity defers his power to Schlatt, making himself the vice president. Schlatt becomes the president. George Not Found becomes Secretary of the State. And then Tubbo is like the treasurer or whatever of L'Manberg. And he's basically a spy for what becomes Pogtopia. Because Wilbur and Tommy get exiled. And Tubbo basically says, look, I can be a spy for you guys. And my character would say the same thing. You know, if you guys need help, I'm here. I can help you guys. At which point, Technoblade joins the server. You know, and Technoblade has that immortal line of, everyone wants to be my friend. At this rate, it's going to be a 1v30 against Jay Schlatt, and he doesn't even have armor. You guys remember when he said that, right? So my character would be like, I'm sorry, what? Who? You think that I'm your friend? So no. I'm not with Pogtopia to help you or Tommy or Tubbo. I'm with Pogtopia to help Wilbur, and that comes into, that becomes relevant later on in the story. Basically goes to Techno and says, I'm not your friend, I'm your comrade, I'm your co-worker, because Pogtopia is a commune. It's a anarchist commune. That sort of leads to conflict between Jess and Techno. So eventually, Wilbur Soot has the epiphany of like, are we the bad guys? Because Schlatt won the election fair and square. We set rules, everyone abided by those rules, and now we're trying to overthrow them. And so that's when Wilbur decides, we need to make sure that no one gets this country. No one can have this country, and that way there's a power vacuum. Because absolute power corrupts absolutely. At which point, Tommy and Tubbo were like, oh, Wilbur's gone crazy. But me and Techno were basically, Techno being an anarchist is like, yes, thank you. This is what I've been preaching from the very beginning. And my character would be like, if it makes you happy, Wilbur, we'll do it. We'll go on with it. So then we reach the 2 months later, this is in September, so we reach a month later in October, we reach the Red Festival, where Technoblade basically kills Tubbo. My character would try to stop Techno and protect my comrade. Basically say Schlatt, Quackity, get away from Techno or I will blow your head off. And they don't. So then Techno kills Tubbo and Schlatt and Quackity. At which point me and Techno get the heck out of there. Tubbo and Tommy stay on the frickin' rooftops. There's this big argument back in Pogtopia. Tommy in it is going off, this, that, and the other. You killed Tubbo, this, that, and the other. And Jess would say, where were you? Where were you and why didn't you and Wilbur step in and do anything? Why was I the only one who did anything? You saw how many people were down there ready to kill Technoblade if he didn't do Schlatt's bidding. which further cements the division of Pogtopia between Tubbo and Tommy and me, Techno, and Wilbur. So then, it's time for the Lemamberg Revolution. After Tubbo gets killed, everyone basically says, wow, this Schlatt guy is an evil tyrant. So everyone gets wind that, hey, this Schlatt guy is not Poggers. And so they all basically say, we want to join Pogtopia. And Tommy and Tubbo are like, woo! And me, Wilbur, and Techno are like, what the heck? We don't even know you. That sort of thing. So it's like, Eric, you betrayed Lemamberg. You're a literal traitor. And he's like, friendship, So yeah. We're all plotting, we're all scheming, this is what we're gonna do. I would ask Techno and Wilbur, hey, come with me. We know the plan. We know the plan. Okay? Wilbur, you're gonna go behind the stage. There's a button with that's connected to TNT. You're gonna blow up the country. Technoblade, you have the withers. Do you want me to go with Techno, or do you want me to go with you, Wilbur, behind the stage? At which point, Wilbur and Techno say it's up to you, and so I say, okay, I'm gonna go behind the stage with Wilbur because I believe Techno can handle himself, and it'll also give opportunity for Technoblade to do his speech. His Theseus speech of, you want to be the hero, Tommy, then die like one. So the Lemamberg, the Pogtopia Manberg Civil War happens. The Dream Team and the Badlands get kicked out of Lemamberg. Schlatt surrenders, dies of a heart attack. We take back Lemamberg. Technoblade is fighting with the other people and says, the real enemy was government. Me and Wilbur go behind the stage, and Wilbur is like, should I do it? And I say, it's up to you, man. It's up to you. Your choice. At that point, Phil joins the server. Now, Philza is Wilbur's dad, but he's also related to my character, Jess, and I'll explain that later. Wilbur says, there was a place where we could escape tyranny, but Lemamberg has become that place, so I need to destroy it. But you've taken it back, and this, that, and the other, and we've all seen it. So Wilbur, it was never meant to be. Turns around, blows up the button, turns back at Phil. My character turns and looks at Phil away from the explosion. At which point, Philza kills Wilbur, and my character, who has been really close with Wilbur, is like, oh my gosh, what the heck have you done, Phil? You killed the one person who I cared about on the server. Oh my gosh. He, gets the heck out of there. He hightails it out of there, tail tucked in between his legs. And he's about to leave Lemamberg, but then he remembers, oh crap, Technoblade. And so he's like, he gets in the VC, Techno, don't worry, I'm coming. Goes and beats the crap out of Dream, Ant Frost, Bad Boy Halo, Puns, all these guys. Get the heck out of here. You were never on our side. Leave. And my character stands tall with Technoblade as Technoblade delivers his speech. And my character says, we planned this from the very beginning. This was our plan. Technoblade made his motives clear as soon as he got on the server that he wanted to destroy L'Manberg. And thus, the Withers are spawned, L'Manberg is destroyed but then rebuilt by Tubbo and all those guys, and thus is the end of Season 1. So, why... why did I say that Phil is related to my character? My character is related to Phil, and by proxy, wouldn't that mean my character is related to Wilbur? For those of you who've seen Season 2 of the Dream SMP, you would know that clip where Technoblade says, that he rejects all Sleepy Boys Incorporated, canon. Basically saying it's like, no, me and Wilbur aren't Techno and Wilbur aren't twins. Tommy is not Technoblade's younger brother, because how can someone as intelligent and wise as Technoblade be related to someone who just causes a bunch of crap on the server? And Philza is only like 10 years older than Technoblade in real life. Philza was only 10 years older than Alex in real life. So, Technoblade isn't part of Sleepy Boys on the Dream SMP. And no matter how many times Techno and Phil tell the Dream SMP audience, they don't believe it. So, as sort of a FU to the Dream SMP stands, I have decided to self-insert myself into the family dynamic. So, Wilbur is British and Phil is British, but Phil's wife, Kristen, is American. So it makes sense for Wilbur to have an American sibling, which is where I come in. Hence why my character was so close with Wilbur and sticking up for Wilbur and L'Manberg and all that stuff. So, because Wilbur is dead and Philza basically killed Wilbur, but my character is close with Technoblade, and Techno and Philza become friends. When Dream, Philza, and Technoblade go to blow up L'Manberg, Jess is neutral in the conflict. However, before that, Tubbo, Quackity Fundy, and the new character, Rambu, go to rebuild L'Manberg, and they're like, we're gonna go fight Technoblade, and Jess steps in and says, bruh, Technoblade is like the most powerful being on the server, what are you doing, fam? And so he basically says, this is a stupid idea. And they don't listen to him, because why would you listen to someone who is literally the leading alchemist on the server? So yeah, and also my character would probably have a subplot of like trying to bring Wilbur back to life through magic and potions and stuff like that. So anyway, L'Manberg gets destroyed once and for all, and Dream gets locked up in the prison, and that's the end of Season 2. So then, along comes Season 3. My character, having no one else to go to, basically goes back to, goes to Techno, and by proxy goes to Phil, who lives with Techno, and basically says, I have nowhere else to go. Can I live here in the commune? And he basically makes amends with Phil and apologizes for not being that close with him, and hashtag wholesome moment. And so Dream's in the prison. This is Season 3 of the Dream SMP, by the way. So Dream's in the prison. The Eggpire is taking over the Dream SMP. Bad Boy Halo travels to the commune and basically says, yo fam, join my empire. And me, Techno, and Rambu, the new character, say, nah, No. Heck nah. And thus we get the Bad Boy Halo lore stream where Technoblade teams up with Quackity and Purpled and yours truly to take out the Eggpire. Because Wilbur is gone, Rambu basically gets, he basically becomes Jess's new closest sort of ally on the server. And Rambu has DID, dissociative identity disorder. And the other half of his self is controlled by Dream from inside of the prison using magic. And so my character basically tries to work on potions and stuff to help Rambu deal with his disorder and cope with who he is as a person. Which leads to the finale of Season 3 of the Dream SMP. Or sorry, no, halfway through the finale of the Dream SMP. Sorry, so not finale. The halfway through the season of the Dream SMP, Rambu gets really close with Tommy and Tubbo. Which means my character, Jess, gets really close with Tommy and Tubbo. And Tommy basically says, we're going to go kill Dream. And Ghostbur is there. The ghost version of Wilbur is there. And we're going to go kill Dream. So the plan is Tubbo and Rambu stay on the outside. Jess and Tommy go in with invis potions. And Wilbur, or Ghostbur, goes in and says, I want to visit Dream to Sam, the warden. And Sam goes, okay. Tommy gets kicked out of the prison, but my character, Jess, keeps going. Because you always have a battle buddy. So my character keeps going. Ghostbur ends up being killed. And my character, Jess, ends up being killed. Meaning my character has lost his first canon life on the Dream SMP to Dream inside the prison. So Wilbur's back. And Wilbur does his thing with Lost Nevadis and Paradise and all that stuff. Meanwhile, back at the commune, Technoblade is planning to break Dream out of prison because he's been trapped in the prison for 3 months and they're treating him like horribleness. So my character, and Rambu is put in the prison or whatever by Sam. So now we have double the motivation to break into the prison. So Phil and Nikki stay outside, and me and Techno go inside, and we get Dream and then get Rambu and lickety split, and then Sam kills Rambu, at which point my character gets ticked off and runs towards Sam and gets killed by Sam as well. And that's how I lose my second canon life. That's pretty much the end of Season 3 of the Dream SMP. That's pretty much the end of the arcs, of the main arcs of the Dream SMP. Maybe I haven't really thought about Season 4 all that much because it hasn't been finished. But yeah. So that's basically a rough outline of how I would write myself as a Dream SMP character. If you guys want me to go into more specific detail, I can do that. I can actually write a script for this video, or I can just leave this how it is. I just wanted to make this video. This will be my last video relating to Technoblade, Alex, that sort of thing, because I don't want to milk the topic. Even though this isn't really about Technoblade, it's more or less just about the Dream SMP. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here. Twitter, Instagram links will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Yeah. Bye.